Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Hayden Raven, and welcome to Atlaga. Now, Atlaga is a story-driven survival game that just came out on itch.io a couple of hours ago. I'm not entirely sure what this story entails, but it is surely going to be a harrowing, sympathetic, and dark adventure. Now, I didn't read too much because I didn't want to spoil the spoilers for myself, but for tonight, you're going to join me as we find what ending, or how many endings, there are in Atlaga. So let's go ahead and start the game and say no more. You awake. The ship you traveled in lies in pieces, dashed against the rocks. You do not remember much from the wreck, but you recall the image of your father as he told you to hide below deck. The crew and your father are nowhere to be seen. 50. Are there 50 steps? No, okay. Your challenge is to survive. As a stranded daughter of a northern lord used to a life of luxury and privilege, the odds are certainly not with you. After the trauma of the shipwreck, your vitality is running low. You must conserve your vitality or perish. Conserve, I'm sorry, I can't read. So consider your actions careful as you try to survive. Even the smallest tasks are draining. At times your fate will be at the mercy of chance. Oh, I don't like that. When you crawled from the wreckage, you were only able to salvage the most basic of provisions, allowing you to set up camp at the end of each day. When you camp each night, you can use your supplies to heal and recover before continuing your journey in the morning. Start your misadventure. Now that's wonderful. That is wonderful. You stumble through the gloom, cursing as you trip over unseen rocks and branches. You reach an abandoned encampment. Smoldering embers, fresh footprints. It's not so long since people were here. You're not in the mood to wonder where they are. Search the camp for anything useful. I guess I have no choice. Oh, so this little counter up here is how much of our energy we have. You do not find much that can be of use, but in one of the tents you come across a piece of dry fish. Search further, eat a dry fish, and move on. I'm gonna go ahead and eat it, because I don't feel like I might find anything else. You devour the fish. Disgusted. Disgusted with yourself for eating discarded scraps like a filthy scavenger. You can't risk being seen like this, so you stumble onwards and forwards. At the edge of a camp, the path snakes ahead into a thick forest to the north. Continue into the forest. Okay. So not bad little intro sequence. That certainly does teach you a bit. I feel like we would have been penalized had we searched further and just wasted a little bit more energy. A growling wolf runs towards you. Run away. Try to distract it. I don't like this, but we're gonna try the chance mechanic. Before you manage to pick up some rubble from the ground to distract the wolf, the beast jumps on your arm, biting and scratching, hurting you badly. Limp away. So minus 30 vitality anyway, and now I'm injured. I am stupid. Okay then. You stand only a few feet from a big brown bear. It has not yet noticed you. Try to sneak past the bear. Okay, I'm not gonna do the chance thing, because that sounds stupid for me. Along the path, you see an old man sitting calmly with various bags in front of him. Perhaps he will trade valuables with you. Continue walking without trading. I guess I don't have anything to trade. Glaring eyes appear from the forest. A lone wolf stalks towards you, wondering what your next move will be. You hesitate for a moment. I don't know what to do here, exactly. I'm gonna stand still. You freeze where you stand. The gray-haired beast stares into your eyes and it slowly approaches you. It does not make a sound, does not move its eyes from you. I don't have the vitality to run away, so I'm gonna stand still. As the wolf draws closer, you notice a peculiar white marking on its hide, resembling a flame's tongue. I still don't have any energy to do that, so stand still. The wolf moves up close and very carefully sniffs at you. You fight to keep your legs from shaking. For a while, the beast circles around you. Suddenly, the wolf races off and disappears into the woods. Continue walking. I don't have enough energy to... You have perished from last memory from the beginning. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let's try this again from that last encounter with the wolf. So this time, instead of eating the dry fish, I'm actually going to search further and see if I did miss anything. Under a collapsed tent, you find a dagger with a bone handle. It looks like it can be the kind carried by your father's men. Oh, okay, so we're given options as to what we can and cannot do. I'm going to go ahead and take the dagger. You were never allowed to hold a dagger before. It's heavier than you expected and cold to the touch. Thinking of its deadly purpose makes you shiver. You hope you won't need to use one of these. Continue into the forest. You see, now we're going... Where's our wolf? Is this randomly generated? No, because I picked up the dagger, I have an alternate path. This is cool. This is cool. Game developers, this is so cool. For a moment, this alluring and delicate tree dissolves the calamity that you have found yourself in. Rest under the tree for a while, or take some leaves from the tree to eat later. +2 heals? I don't know how I feel about this, but I'm going to rest because that does seem valuable. As the welcoming feeling from the tree fades, you can't help but wish you could have stayed a bit longer. Continue walking. In the distance, you hear somebody calling your name, but after a while, the voices fade out. Oh, these woods are haunted. Along the path, you see an old man sitting calmly with various bags in front of him. Perhaps he will trade valuables with you. Strange, Mr. Stranger. So, I am going to continue standing still and allow him to do what he's doing, but I'm also going to search the area this time. Behind the bush where the wolf came from, you find a half-eaten rabbit that could be eaten once cooked. Now you're taking leftovers from animals. How much lower can you go? Take the rabbit meat and move on. Wonderful. Ah, that's awesome. This is awesome. While walking over a rough patch, you step on a sharp stone, hurting your foot badly. Walk away wounded, or use some of your supplies to heal the wound. Well, that seems important, and I don't necessarily want to give up more vitality. Is that us? Night has come, and you have survived another day. How will you spend your night? In the day, go to sleep. Recall your memories. Use the supplies that you have to recover your strength. I don't know how I feel, but I will, for the sake of the story and my curiosity, I'm going to recall my memories. What will you think of? The shipwreck. You do not remember much from the crash. You recall the image of your father as he shouted for you to hide in the compartment. And that's all I can remember. Remembering the roar from the ocean and the cries of the crew as the boat hit the rock, sending chills down your spine. Okay, so... Oh, okay, so I understand. At night, we're able to piece together the story that they give us during the days. That's a cool feature. That's an awesome feature. So, let us continue onward. We look like such a ragamuffin. I love that. I love it when we look like such a ragamuffin in games. You fall asleep in the wild. When you awake, you feel slightly better. While walking through a thick wall of bushes, a plant badly scratches your arm. I can either walk away wounded or use one of my healings. I'm actually going to walk away from this time because I feel like I should save that for something more important than a scratch. The smell of burned wood lingers in the air. You come across the ruins of what must have been a village. There's nothing welcoming about this place, but you're tempted to find out more. This looks like Disturbed. Swallow your curiosity and move on. Explore the ruins. Perhaps there's something useful. It seems as if the village was desecrated and left to burn not so long ago. You see no sign of people. Continue walking. Ooh. Outside of the village walls, you see a man sitting on a pile of charred wood. His face is pale with fear. He looks up as you approach, speaking in a language that makes no sense to you. I guess we have no choice to understand him. The man waves his arms around in a great distress, yelling incomprehensible words. You had a couple of lessons to learn one of the strange tongues when you were younger, but the teachers gave up on you. Why didn't you pay better attention? Calm him down. Why would you yell back? That's nonsensical. You see tears running down the man's face, frustration and sadness. You make soothing sounds, and for a moment he calms down and sits perfectly still. He stares into the forest as he mumbles something incomprehensible. The man seems to be fiddling with some kind of object in his hands. Is that what that noise is coming in after us? I'm not going to take it from him. Try to find out what's wrong. Point at the object in his hands. Leave him be and continue walking. I'm going to try to find out what happened. The man mumbles in an unfamiliar language, turning his head to stare along the path. He points to the forest. He stands up, sobbing inconsolably. The man walks off into the forest, disappearing from your sight. For a moment, you wish you could help him, but a moan from your empty stomach brings your attention back to what's important. You. Leave him be and continue walking. In between some trees, you see a deer, face down, eating fresh berries from a branch. It has not noticed your presence. Leave it be and move on. Hunt it with your hands. Frighten the deer. Hunt it with your dagger. Okay, so I don't think it would kill the deer, but I don't know exactly what to do here. Me being me, let us hunt it with our dagger. As the deer raises its head from the ground, you stab the animal in the throat. The deer lies dead before you. Wow. Our little girl or woman friend is just strong if she can take down a deer with one dagger. That's amazing. Skin the animal and gather the meat. Gain 3 heals. Wonderful. Wonderful. That is amazing. Lady, I like you. I like you a lot. Okay, let's continue onward, shall we? A cold shower of rain passes over you, making you feel cold and numb. Oh, this isn't good. We're running out of stuff. Night has come and you have survived another day. How will you spend the night? Recall your memories. Use the supplies you have to recover your strength. Okay, so since we did get some meat, I am going to use that. Ah, okay, so an important thing that I just learned is when we heal, it does give us more vitality. It gives us a lot, so I'm going to use one more, and then recall the memories, because that doesn't do anything, and we return to the frightened man. So since that just happened, we're going to end the day and go to sleep. Stumbling along the path, you come to a man lying face down on the ground. You recognize his clothing. He must be the crewman from your father's ship. Check for a sign of life. With some effort, you turn him over to see if he is alive. There's blood oozing from a hole in his chest. He feels cold and stiff. Life has most surely left his body. You take a moment to pray for his swift arrival in Valhalla. Search his body. You want to leave the poor man in peace, but you need all the help you can get. After reluctantly fumbling around in his clothing, you find a small bronze coin. You do not recognize the engraving, but it looks foreign. So we take it. In one of his pockets, you find a crumpled scroll. As you pick it up, you see it written in your tongue. Shipment, chest of amber, chest of skins, value. To be settled upon arrival. Be wary of the natives. Have not forgiven us so long ago. Very strange. You arrive at a calm, shimmering pond. Search the area around the pond, drink from the pond, and move on. I feel like that is valuable, but I am going to search around. You find nothing, and now you're exhausted after the walk. Just what you needed. Oh, joy, so nothing. Okay. Just my luck. While walking over a rough patch, you step onto a sharp stone, hurting your foot badly. Okay, this is a repeated chance event. Crap, that does suck, because they both are equal, so why not go ahead and just use it instead? Oh, that sucks. A cold shower of rain passes over you, making you feel cold and numb. Dang. You come to a derelict stone tower that stretches above the treetops. Time seems to have fused the round structure to the forest floor. A doorway is hewn into the rough stone. You wonder if the whole tower could be crumbling under your touch. Enter the tower, or leave the tower and continue walking. I am going to enter the tower because I am curious. I'm a curious being, and okay, that's much better. You step through the doorway into the tower, half expecting the stones to come crashing down on you. The light is dim, but you can make out some carved markings on the wall. A rickety-looking wooden staircase leads up the tower. There are animal bones lying among the rubble on the floor. Well, as much energy as we have wasted so far, why don't we chance walking up the steps? The staircase creaks violently as you ascend. Suddenly, one of the steps breaks in two, sending you tumbling down the tower floor. Continue walking. Okay, that was useless. A useless venture. Okay, so there were no memories from that day. Very, very odd. You fall asleep in the wild. When you awake, you feel slightly better. Okay, I feel like we are going to die on this day because of how low our vitality count is. You arrive at a muddy and uneven area. You hear someone yelling, but the sound is muffled and distant. making it hard to hear where it's coming from. Search the area, stand still, and ignore. I am going to ignore just because I can't afford any bad endings just because of my vitality. In between some trees, you see a deer face down eating fresh berries from a branch. It has not noticed your presence. Dang. We are going to chance the dagger. As the deer raises its head from the ground, you throw your dagger awkwardly towards the animal. Why would you throw it? The deer is startled and runs off into the forest, and now you have lost your dagger. Are you serious, lady? You were such an expert before on the first chance. Okay. Hi there. A little along the way, you see a young man sitting against a boulder. He looks badly injured with a long arrow sticking out of his stomach. Could he be dead? As you timidly approach the man, his eyes drift open, widening when he sees who stands before him. You were on the ship, the Lord's daughter. Yes, and it's milady to you. Don't be a butthole. I don't care who you are. You're in the wild now. What happened to the rest of the crew? Those savages, they tricked us, lured us into the bay. They took everyone. He looks truly shaken. What savages? Tall, pale men. They hid their faces. They were well armed and prepared. They baited us by setting fire to their boat. We thought it was one of our own, and we rowed to help, but the tide pulled us in. Where did they take you? The savages were taking us were taking us and the loot westward. They set up camp one night, and I fled. I did not get far. I'm Jan, one of the crew, a rower. What happened to you? The savages set up camp one night, and I fled. But one of them shot an arrow at me and, well, threw me. Where's my father? He was among the captured when I ran. He tried to bargain with the savages, but they did not understand us, nor did they want to listen. Why did you run away? His eyes fill with tears, and he continues speaking. Forgive me, my lady. I was afraid. They beat us, screamed at us. I feared the worst. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have a very interesting choice here. You see, in the Nordic religion, you can only enter Valhalla, I believe, if you die in battle. Oh man, I'm not gonna tell him he's a coward. That's just no. Thank you, my lady. I wanted to get help. Your father kept saying your name. He's a good man. You must be careful. I am ready to leave to Valhalla. Leave him be and continue walking. Wait, take everything I have. Keep heading along this path and you should be able to catch up with them. But do not let them see you. May the gods be with you, my lady. Thank him for the bread and leave. Oh, that's sad. Mr. Jan. Oh, come on! I really have to eat bread to heal my frickin' foot. Okay. Along the path, you see an old man sitting calmly. Awesome. Okay, so that coin is actually worth something, at least to this guy. The old man smiles gently. He seems content with the trade. Continue walking. Fantastic. I just wanted to say something for the sake of the game, and that is I've become completely immersed into this world. Despite all of the random chance events, it's easy to get wrapped up into this lost story. It's so fun. That's what it is. And I know that it's contingent upon this vitality, and that sucks, but it makes it all the more harder and more enjoyable to get to the bottom of what happened. And this is certainly an enjoyable game, so let us carry onward. Luckily, we were able to end the night on 35 vitality. That is a good. Okay, you come to a tall stone wall. The path continues through an opening in the middle. The sheer scale of the wall makes you feel smaller than ever, and you try to shake off the growing feeling of dread. Continue walking through the opening, and take a look at the wall. I am going to take a look, because that appears like it's either a trap or something's gonna fall. You run your hands over the stone wall, noticing that a few of the rocks appear to be loose. Continue walking through the opening, ignore it, and keep looking at the wall. Remove the loose stones from the wall. When you take a closer look at the tall opening, you notice that something is buried in the ground beneath. A trap of some sort. Oh, what did I just say? I'm sorry, Thank you. I'm right. I just read this, and that doesn't seem smart. Spring the trap with your hands, and we've got no other choice. As you gently touch the trap, the sheer speed of the lasso cuts your hand. A giant boulder suspended from a rope comes rushing down, and you can pass through the wall safely. Well, that took 10 energy. Why would we do that? So this trader must be a randomly generated event, just like these showers and scraping your feet. It does suck, but that is the way it is. The path ends in front of a wide swamp. I'm not going to swim across. Look for a way around the swamp. There doesn't seem to be another way. Oh, joy. Okay then, now we're about to get a bad ending, because I have no energy. A couple of large wooden chests have been thrown on the ground. They seem to have been stripped of most valuables and abandoned to the elements. In the dust next to the chest are a couple of damp sheep skins and a handful of raw amber stones. I feel like the amber would be more valuable to our trader friend. And I don't have the energy to continue. You put the amber stone into your pocket. They may be useful. Ah, you have perished out of death. That sucks. That really sucks. So because we have not the energy to do this, we're going to walk through the opening. You tell yourself to stop imagining things. As you pass through the opening, you spring what appears to be some kind of trap in the ground beneath you. A boulder tied to a rope, comes rushing down from above and hits you. Oh wow, that was a stupid choice. Oh, wonderful though. Somehow that ended in a better night than the last. Okay then. You fall asleep and continue your journey. We have nothing to trade, dang it. In between some trees you see a deer. Frighten the deer. The animal is startled and quickly springs away, revealing the berries on the ground. Take the berries with you. Eat the berries now. I am going to eat the berries now, because I do need the vitalities. I need the vitals. Now, okay, so it's very interesting how this is organized, and what I'll tell the developers is it's very timed, and I like that. It's very timed in what you can and cannot do. You expose the player to certain events, and yet you limit what they can and cannot do. That's a wonderful feature, and you suck, and you're awesome for it, both at the same time. So, I'm going to take the amber as I originally did, and we're going to keep onward. A bear. Oh, joy. This one hasn't happened in a while. Let's be smart about this thing. You arrive at a calm, shimmering pond. Now, last time I tried searching, I didn't find anything, so we're going to drink and carry onward. And that's all we're going to do, is go to sleep and oh, hello, man, sir, lady. Suddenly, a stern-looking woman stands in front of you, blocking your way. She shouts something while pointing a blade at you. Try to calm her down. Try to run away. Lady, you don't look too nice. Try to calm her down. The woman becomes even more aggressive, sputtering words that make no sense but sound threatening. You don't know what you've done to make her so angry. Sputter back. Try to run away. I think my chances just got worse, so sputter back. The stern woman charges towards you, her blade above her shoulder. Her blade above her shoulder. I feel like she's going to strike downward, if that is. I gotta say, the best thing to do would be run towards her. The woman sees you galloping towards her. She swings her blade and cuts you very badly so that you start to bleed. Run away wounded, which I cannot. Run away wounded. The woman sees you galloping towards her. She swings. Ah, I found a wonderful bug. And that's a double entendre, I believe. Ah, this sucks. Okay then. Take a look at the wall. Okay, so last time we sprung the trap with this, but I'm not going to make you guys watch this. I'll come back to you when I have something new, or if I do decide to have to end it, unfortunately. Okay, so there is something new actually at the stone wall, and with some effort you manage to pull loose the stones out the wall, grazing your hands in the process. A small chamber is revealed when something stashed inside. You see a tarnished bronze pendant and a pair of thin leather shoes. I'm going to take the bronze pendant, because that seems like an instant gratification thing of the plus 10 vitality. I feel like these pendants might be worth more. The path continues through the opening in the middle of the wall. I have to. You tell yourself to stop imagining things while you safely pass through the wall opening. So, what happened to our friendly spring trap? Night has come, and you have survived another day. In between some trees, you see a deer face down eating the fresh berries. Let's try frightening it again. The animal is startled and quickly springs away. So we have these berries. So let's eat the berries. And I do feel as though we will come across our not-so-friendly neighborhood woman once more. This time, I'm going to keep looking around and see if there's anything. You're about to give up your search and move on when you spot a familiar sight sticking out from under one of the skins. A flask of mead from the old land. And the kind your father drinks. The kind that makes him loud and cheerful, then quiet and sad. Oh my goodness, this... How wonderful. This has to be my favorite paragraph of the game so far. Right here. This one. I'm going to take the mead. You tuck the flask of mead into your clothes and might come in handy. Continue walking. Oh, how wonderful. How wonderful. Okay then. Oh, really? Really? Double entendres. That's what those are. Double entendres. Recall my memories. Jan the crewman. So Jan was the last major thing to happen to us. Outside of the woman. Oh, yep. The woman robbing us. So try to run away. As you run away fast as your feet can carry. As you pass the woman, she swings her blade at you. The tip of the blade cuts your arm and you are bleeding. And now I have perished. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid that we've come to the end of our time with this one. I've just gotten no way to progress past this day, and unfortunately it is a bit long running, but this is a wonderful game. This is a wonderful narrative. It's so full of color and art. It's just so wonderful. I love to see these kinds of games. Now, I myself am a story-driven person, and that's what I value in a game. If it's got a good story, it's usually got my attention, but it's not for everyone. However, I do encourage everyone to experience this for yourself and see what ending that you get. And if you happen to download it, please tell me how it goes in the comments below. I would love to see what kind of ending that you get for yourself. For now, I'm going to leave this one open-ended, and I might return to it later. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our time, and I must bid you a good evening and a good night. I'll see you.